Before we get out of here, let's talk about one topic real quickly because it grinds my gears a lot. It not grinds my gears, but it's a hot topic. And I saw someone say white hot is the hottest, Brad, for some reason. So that might be it. But if it's white hot, blue hot, scalding hot, the Rhys Hoskins play with the Mets and Brewers. I don't know if anyone saw it or Zach, you can pull that up for us. Yep. But Hoskins slides in a little bit late to McNeil. Some are saying, is it dirty? Is it not? McNeil was pissed. And then Hoskins hits him with the crying, just keep crying about it. Hoskins goes deep the next game. He has a day. But I think it's the slide, and people are going back and forth on old school baseball, new school baseball. And if you can find that for us, Zach, that would be actually fantastic. Yep. And then when you're ready, just let me know when you pull it up. I think that was probably the spiciness of the weekend.
As he's pulling that up, I my own personal opinion, it was incredible. Rhys Hoskins, we need that shit in baseball because it is highly entertaining. And the fact that he came out the next day and just absolutely raked was also incredible, hilarious, and entertaining. I'm all for it. Bring back that old school baseball. It can't be bad for the game, right?
No.
And it was great. Yeah. I love it.
Here we go right here. So we got right here, we get the ground ball and
right down to third, a chance for two. Beatty to second for one. A tough pickup from McNeil. Are they going to call the out? They are.
And then it all goes down.
So McNeil was pissed, but back then, guys would literally lower their shoulder and tackle the guy. And actually, they were showing a slide Jeff McNeil had way out of the baseline before going out. Personally, how I feel about it, I just thought it's always been a part of the game. But the rules nowadays, they're trying to defend players. And actually, the whole Machado, Dustin Pedroia situation years ago, where Machado came in with the spikes up and hit Pedroia's knee and he got hurt. That obviously is where then they're like, hey, we need to try to protect the player more. But it used to be, in Ben McDonald says it right here. Nothing wrong with the slide, or his opinion.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with this slide by Hoskins. Perfectly legal. McNeil upset. Not sure why. This is baseball. # carry on. Carry on, how Ben would say it. But baseball used to be physical when you're trying to turn two. It was an art to turn a double play. And I do understand, but the rules now, Zach, they are protecting players. If we're talking about the rules, whether you like it or not, the rules are now you have to try to be careful with how you're sliding into second base.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the era we're in baseball. They're going to try to protect the guys that are trying to turn the double plays, especially after, 2 years ago in the playoffs? Or not 2 years, this is a few years back now, with Chase Utley and that whole situation. So, yeah, it's going to be something. Thing I didn't like about it was when the Mets threw at Rhys Hoskins 3 at-bats into the other game after he had already gone yard. If you're going to throw at someone, you do it, you do it the first time. He comes up the next time. This whole waiting till the 7th inning, you're down by a bunch. Yeah, Rhys Hoskins already gone yard. He's already proven his point. He's won at that point. You just go on to the next one. That was not the time to suddenly be like, oh, okay, now we're going to do something. He already went yard. You missed your opportunity. Now you just move on.
Yeah. You know what I also love on a different note when you're thinking about that? I love also umps being mic'd up with managers. You remember that one with Terry?
Yeah.
The manager, Terry, why am I blanking on the last name? The manager of the Mets.
Yeah, but it's all
you got to give us a shot.
And you got your shot, Terry.
We need more of that.
God, that's one of the greatest videos of all time.
It's
Terry Francona, right?
No, not Terry Francona was the manager with the Red Sox and the it's gonna bother the hell out of me.
Terry Collins.
Oh my Collins. Why couldn't I remember it? He's a nice dude, by the way. When he's out of the baseball, just like a lot of people, they're chilling. Like, hey, nice to meet you. Great conversations. When you're in the moment, thank you, Paul, as well. Terry Collins. Again, it bothers me. It's on the tip of my tongue for the longest time. You got to give us a shot. I love that video. But you're right, Brad. This entertainment, I think it's good for the game. And to your point, Zach, it just feels like, yeah, no matter what happens, you hit Hoskins there. He already did the damage. Damage is already done. And the message is sent, and it was sent by Hoskins. That I don't give a shit. It's all good. We're going to win the game. And guess what right now, guys? The Brewers are 3-0. Mets 0-3 as they get ready for their next game against the Detroit Tigers. So who wins in that battle? At the end of the day, scoreboard tells it all, and the Brewers, the Brew Crew, are feeling good. And if you're a Mets fan, woof, man. I feel for you, but I actually picked the Mets. Also, that was my bold prediction. I think they're going to finish last in the NL East.
Ooh. Yeah, it is an interesting year for the Mets because besides Pete Alonso being in a contract year as well, it's they got a lot of question marks on that team, and it is not necessarily the youngest team outside of a few guys like Beatty and Alvarez, but yeah, they're definitely in a weird spot. And I think that was part of the reason that Max Scherzer actually talked about at the trade deadline last year when it was whether or not he would be using his no trade clause. He said he had a conversation with the owners and they were more focused on a year or two down the line for competing. And that's when Scherzer was like, okay, then trade me. You know, I want to be part of something more immediate.
Yeah. And you know what? Even though Scherzer got hurt again, he still got a ring with the Rangers.
Him and DeGrom.
Him and DeGrom. Well, gosh, imagine if both of them get healthy for that team. Well, that's for a different day. There's so much more baseball we're going to have to talk about.